Howdy, everybody. I made a list, my top favorite 10 Elvis Presley songs. You may remember Elvis Presley. Uh, he was a big musical entertainer, singer, recording artist, and later he started making a bunch of movies in the 1960s. I remember the day he died in 1977, exactly where I was. That was a long time ago now. But he's been kind of in the news again. I guess they made a movie about him. I haven't seen it. And his daughter died. Lisa Marie Presley died sadly recently. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown of my top 10 now. I'm just kind of doing this. I wrote them down, but I'm doing it off the top of my head. I don't have any reference material, just from the ones I remember. Okay, I'm going to start off with Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me. That was off his Christmas record, which I highly recommend. There's a lot of great Christmas songs that he did on that. We used to listen to that quite a bit when I was a kid coming up. Number 9 would be Kentucky Rain. Cold Kentucky Rain. Great song in the early 70s, late 60s. I remember hearing that one on the radio all the time. It was a big hit for Elvis, and quite a bit different style compared to the ones he was doing when he first started the rockabilly blues stuff that he was doing in the mid-50s. This was back when he was getting out of movies and he was making his comeback. He had a few really big hits, and Kentucky Rain was one of them. Number 8 would be Suspicious Minds. That was a huge hit. Oh my gosh, that was all over the radio. Number 7, In the Ghetto. That's just a beautiful heartbreaking song, you know, true story type of thing, and it'll rip your heart out. So those 3 songs right there were really big hits when Elvis was making his big comeback in the late 60s and early 70s. The ones I remember anyway. Love Me Tender, that was when Elvis was just kind of starting. I think he'd been around about a year or two. Back in the mid-50s, Love Me Tender was a huge hit. It's a tender love song. The melody was taken from an older folk song, traditional folk song, and the lyrics were changed. That's often the case. Bob Dylan did that a lot in the early 60s. Pete Seeger, many other recording artists did that. Number 5 would be Hound Dog. You ain't nothing but a hound dog crying all the time. You ain't never caught a rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine. Great song. Next one. This one might be my favorite, but there's so many great songs that he did when he was just getting started in the early 50s. So that would be, I think this would be number 4. Big Hunk of Love. If you haven't, that's not one of his more well-known songs, but it's one of the best, if not the best song he ever recorded. Big Hunk of Love. I ain't greedy, baby. All I want is all you got. I got a wishbone in my pocket. I got a rabbit's foot around my wrist. You can have anything that my heart can bring, but no, baby. I ain't asking much of you. Just a bigger hunk of love. A real bigger. I don't know how he slipped that past the censors, but it was a big hit on the radio. But not one of his more popular ones compared to the ones I'm about to share with you here. Number 3 would be Hard-Headed Woman. That's a great song. Every verse in that song is a masterpiece. Don't know who wrote it. Stroller and Loeb or something like that. I forget their names. But that's just... Samson told Delilah, loud and clear, don't you let me catch you picking. Samson told Delilah, loud and clear, keep your cotton picking fingers off my curly hair. Oh yeah. Hard-headed woman been the thorn in the side of a man. Great song. This, number 1 and number 2 is a coin flip. Either one. I would say, I'm going to go ahead and say... oh my gosh. I'm going to go ahead and say number 2, Heartbreak Hotel. I had that written down as number 1, but I just changed my mind again. That's a great song. It's a blues song, just a real slow, drawn out bluesy song. That might have been his biggest hit. I ain't sure, because like I said, I'm not next to a computer at all, except for my smart aleck phone. I call him a smart aleck phone because it kind of does what it wants, but I don't. It's not hooked up to the internet. I don't have an internet plan for the smartphone, but I can record still and then use my computer to upload it. So Heartbreak Hotel is a masterpiece. I mean, it's just one of the greatest rock and roll songs of all time. Number one would be Jailhouse Rock. I remember hearing that when I was a kid. I wasn't born yet when that song came out, but it was still all over the radio, and my dad had all those early Elvis records. My mom and dad, my mom and dad saw him in concert, I believe, at the Fabulous Forum in Los Angeles, as well as Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck in the late 60s and early 70s. Anyway, Jailhouse Rock is just, they even made a movie out of that one. That's how good of a song it was. It was so good they actually made a movie. And actually they made a movie of Love Me Tender as well. That's when Elvis was starting to get into films. So let me know what your favorite top 10 Elvis songs. Did I get the order wrong? Am I forgetting something? I'm sure I am. If I was next to a computer, I would look up Elvis's early songs, and I'm sure I would find a couple that I'm just plumb forgetting about. But I thought this might be kind of a fun thing to do on a rainy day here where I live. It's kind of a gloomy, rainy day, and thought I'd share that. But it might be kind of fun to do more videos like this. I know my channel is mostly a music channel, me performing folk songs. And by the way, we also do a lot of polls. I've been doing a lot of polls for a long time now, and a few people still participate in those, so that's a good thing. And they're a lot of fun to think up and do the polls and stuff. So, but I'd kind of like to start doing other things as well, like top 10, like Bob Dylan's top 10 favorite songs, or Bing Crosby's top 10, Nat King Cole, you name it, anybody you can think of. Metallica top 10, just throwing that out there. But it's endless though. And you can do it with TV shows. What's your top 10 favorite TV series of all time? Or you can break it down, what is your top 10 episodes of a certain TV show of all time? Etc. Top 10 movies of all time. So, I don't know. We'll see how this goes, see if there's any interest. I probably won't notify my subscribers with this one. I'll just upload it without sharing it with anybody. And thanks for watching. Let me know what you think are Elvis's best songs. And if you don't like any of the ones I picked, let me know that. And let me know what your number one is and all that. Take care. Adios.